Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. I'm Pete, and today I'm going to follow suit from my last video of doing my entire Dream Theater collection. If you need to guess, I'm going to do my Opeth collection, hence me wearing my old Orchid long sleeve. So I'm going to start with my vinyl, and then I'll move on to the other stuff that I have, much like I did with the Dream Theater stuff. So I've been into these guys since '96, after first hearing them on Triple J, which is a Aussie radio station. So I'll get running from there. First up we have Orchid, the debut album. This is first pressing that was on Displeased Records. As is this one. Absolutely love this early stuff of Opeth. Morning Rise, this was the first album I got of theirs, but it was on CD. Again, Displeased Records. The first track I heard was Advent. My favourite track off that one would be Black Rose Immortal. Off this one, it's probably Forest of October, or maybe even The Apostle. So many great songs on there, like In the Mist She Was Standing, and I forget what it's called. I'm terrible with song titles. Next up we have My Arms, Your Hearse. Another very cool album from Opeth. Actually, they're all really cool, especially this early stuff. I have Still Life. That one's a great album. My favourite track off that's probably The More, I would say. Often considered their greatest is Blackwater Park. And how could you not deny it when there's songs like The Drapery Falls and Funeral Portrait and so on. Alright, after that we have Deliverance. They actually toured Australia for the first time in support of this. I saw them in Melbourne at the Corner Hotel. It was hot and sweaty and I was sandwiched in like a sardine. Still a great gig. I was probably only 2-3 metres away from McHale. Next up we have Damnation. They toured Australia again on this one. Again, saw them at the Corner Hotel on that. After that we have the first of the live albums, Lamentations live at Shepherd's Bush. I also did a corresponding DVD with that. I think it was mostly off Damnation and Deliverance, if I recall correctly. Probably some licensing deal with the earlier songs and so on. Then we have Ghost Reveries. Took me a while to get into this one. It was just kind of just that little bit different, but absolutely love it these days. Next up we have the Roundhouse Tapes. Another live album. Again, this was released on DVD. A few different tracks and stuff and some earlier stuff on this, so that was great, especially to get it on DVD at the time. And next up we have Watershed. This was probably the most I've ever spent on a record, I reckon. I think I paid like $120 for it. It's on like a greeny yellow sort of vinyl. I missed it at the time that it came out. Like I was getting most of this other stuff as it was becoming available, obviously not sort of Blackwater Park or, well actually it's not that obvious, but not Blackwater Park and some of the earlier ones, but by the time I was getting back into vinyl I was kind of just missing it. Anyway, there's Watershed. Then we have Heritage. I did get this one when it came out, so it's first pressing, it's just black vinyl. Quite a change from sort of the death prog that they were doing to just normal, I guess, prog rock. But I really like that, some great songs on there. After that we have Sorceress. Now this is a box set, so it came with a digipack of vinyl, digipack the vinyl. I think there was a 5.1 DVD as well, and some parchment paper and a fold up poster and stuff. So that was very cool to get that. I figured I'd get it all in one box instead of all together. Then we have Sorceress. This might be the vinyl out of that actually. Something's making me think I might be missing something. Anyway, there's Sorceress. Yeah, that must be the vinyl out of the box, I would say. After that we have Hail Communion. Probably not my least favourite out of all the Opeth albums, but there's still some good songs on there. Just doesn't really sort of stand out to me that much. Make sure I put these back the way they're meant to. Next up we have Live at Red Rocks, Garden of the Titans. This one's red vinyl. Yep, red vinyl. Another cool live album. I've got a feeling I've misplaced something here. What have I misplaced? Anyway, I'll figure that out later. Live Ghost of Perdition, and I think it's Sorceress is the other song that's on this that I'm missing. Yes, Sorceress. This is a pink sparkly vinyl 10-inch. I thought it was kind of cool to get. And then we have their last album in box set form in a, I don't know how to pronounce it, in Cauda Venenum. Yeah, I guess that could be right. This comes with 2 CDs and obviously multicolored vinyl and audio Blu-ray. I figured, so I'm looking on the back because I forget. I'm talking into the back of the box set. So there's that. I've got a feeling I need to go back to Sorceress. I think if I open these up, these are actually picture discs. So let me. I'm having a bit of a brain fart here. So I can pull this whole thing out. Yes, these are picture discs. So we have this side and the other side. And I'll explain why I have this, and it must be just the black vinyl in the box. So I'll put that one in there. The next disc is that much the same, and that side. And the rest of the reason for me getting this was I saw Opeth do a special gig at the Sydney Opera House. It was one of 3 that they did around the world. I think it was Los Angeles, London and Sydney. So they played some songs that they'd never played live previously, and there was a meet and greet. So I went and I bought this from Utopia, and I got it signed by each of the band members under their little portraits there, and I do intend to get this framed one day so I can have the picture discs down below and the album artwork where the pictures are and the signatures. So that's the plan of that. That's why I have it that way. That makes sense. I'll jumble it about a little bit here as I move on, because I have the earbook for Garden of the Titans, Live at Red Rocks. So this is Blu-ray, DVD and 2 CD with a nice big booklet in amongst all of that. So that's awesome. Next up we have, I'll take the one off the bottom here first. just let me know shuffle some stuff around. I have an Opeth book, The Perpetual Journey, which again I got signed by all the band members at the time. That was at the meet and greet at Utopia. And last week I have the Book of Opeth, which this is a great book. It goes through their history and stuff. I think I got this pretty cheap as well. Tons of photos and stuff. And also what's really cool is if I just open this up, what have I done with it? No, it's there. There's a little 7-inch which has Demon of the Fall live, an acoustic version of that, and Atonement live. So that comes especially to this box, or this book. Sorry, it's not a box set. So that is a cool addition to have in the collection. Now if I can just get that back in there, all will be good in the world. So, the Book of Opeth. Alright, now we'll move on to, actually there were some DVDs there, so we'll stick with the DVDs. We have Lamentations, so that's, yeah, pretty much all stuff off, just a couple of albums, missing all the early stuff, so I was a bit bummed that they didn't play earlier stuff, but it's okay, because they made up for it with the Roundhouse tapes. So this one's Under the Weeping Moon. That was a song off Orchid that I was trying to remember. It's got, yeah, When, Night in the Silent Water, Demon of the Fall, Blackwater Park, Face of Melinda, Ghost of Perdition, and so on. A couple of other tracks. And I don't have this one on vinyl, but I do want this one on vinyl. This is the Live at Royal Albert Hall. Great DVD in sort of two parts, where they play Blackwater Park in its entirety and then one track off each album after that. Awesome show. Alright, now we'll get on to the CDs. So first up we have Orchid. Great album. I've already said stuff about that. But I also have this metal tin version of Orchid, which is limited. I haven't actually opened it, it's still sealed up. The reason I bought this, and it was the other two, first three albums were released in these metal tins. It's got a nice embossed Opeth logo on the top of the tin, is they come with bonus tracks. This one features a song called Into the Frost of Winter. I actually downloaded all of these when they came out, so I never really opened it up. Next up we have Morning Rise. This was the first one that I bought. This one's on Candlelight, and it has, if you're an Australian, you'd recognise this little orange yellow sticker as being imported by Modern Invasion Music. Daniel, the owner, who I've met and hung out with on numerous occasions, absolutely love putting these stickers on the albums, but if you've got one and you try and get it off, you can't. They will just not come off. They'll leave sticky stuff all over the back of the cover, and the only way is to replace the actual case. Right, after that we have the metal tin for Morning Rise. This one has Eternal Soul Torture as its bonus track. It was just sort of early, both of those, Into the Frost of Winter and Eternal Soul Torture, kind of morphed into other songs down the track. My Arms, Your Hearse. I've already spoken about how I like the various albums, and again, My Arms, Your Hearse. This has a cover of Iron Maiden's Remember Tomorrow off their first album. Then we have Still Life. I've played most of these CDs to death because, yeah, just absolutely love these guys. Blackwater Park. That's a single disc version, because I also have a double disc version of Blackwater Park. Cover slightly different. May have come in a slipcase, which I might have in storage. It has some extra tracks with Still Day Beneath the Sun, Patterns in the Ivy 2, and a CD-ROM video for the song Harvest. After that, Deliverance, Damnation. Then we have Ghost Reveries. That was the first one with Roadrunner Records. The Roundhouse tapes on CD, so I've got it on vinyl, DVD and CD. Just a little bit mental about it. Now we have Watershed. This is the 2-disc version. Comes in annoying packaging, but it's cool to have that limited version with the bonus tracks. Another limited version, this is Sorceress with like Heritage, not Sorceress, with sort of a lenticular type of cover. Bonus disc as well with 5.1 surround sound versions. Pale Communion. I've still got it sealed up in the plastic. I had it downloaded on my iPod, so when I actually got this, I just kept it on the iPod. Moving right along, we have, this is, I'm not sure what this is from, but it's like a split with Enslaved. So there's 5 Opeth songs, and there's, I don't know, 6 or 7 Enslaved tracks as well. I found it on eBay or something really cheap, so I just grabbed that. And then we have Sorceress. This is 2-disc version as well. And lastly we have the Incauda Venenum digipack, which is out of the box. This has both the Swedish and the English versions on there, so I'm not sure which one I like the most. Probably the English version because I can understand it. Anyway, that is my entire Opeth collection, so I've rushed through it a little bit. If you have made it this far, thanks for watching. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff. Tell me what your favourite Opeth album is, if you've seen them live, what it was like, etc, etc. Anyway, until next time, take it easy, and I'll see you in the next one.